If you could lower your starch count, then I think that's a key. They say when you create your plate, you want half of your plate to be non-starchy vegetables.
Okay.
So that's like your collards, your lettuce, your turnip greens. It's not sweet potatoes, but that's although people call it a vegetable, but it's a starchy. Squash is even starchy.
Oh, squash.
Wow, starchy.
Yeah.
And zucchini too?
Green peas. Zucchini's okay.
Oh.
But like green peas, corn.
Okay.
Those
corn,
sweeter vegetables. Those are going to increase your blood sugar, which increases your insulin levels and causes you to store more fat. So having half of your plate as non-starchy vegetables, a quarter of your plate should be your starch.
A
And
quarter.
A quarter.
All right, he's giving us a formula. Okay.
And then the other quarter of your plate should be your protein.
Trouble, John.
Now you can have more than one starch, but let it stay on that quarter.
It just needs to be in that quarter.
So less of those things and more of the others.
Now that's, and I'm doing my math here. You got 3/4 of the plate covered. What's on that fourth? That last fourth.
That last fourth should be your protein. So you got protein, your carbs, and then
protein.
half of it is going to be your non-starchy vegetables.
Life can be fast-paced, strenuous, and flat-out overwhelming. Life transitions and taboo topics can make it hard to catch your breath. Welcome to Breathe, a podcast that enables you to slow down, get your bearings, and engage in real conversations where no topic is off limits. Breathe is presented by Breath of Life, hosted by David Person and speaker-director Pastor Debleaire Snell.
Welcome to Breathe. I'm David Person, and it is good to be with you all here once again. We appreciate the thousands of you, and it's literally thousands.
Literally thousands.
I've
It is.
noticed when I go on YouTube, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people watching.
Picking up. Yeah.
So we're glad to have you with us, Pastor Snell. Good to see
Hey,
you once again.
my brother.
Yes, indeed.
And Pastor Nugent,
Absolutely.
good to see you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
I get one over here, too.
All right.
Boom.
And we welcome in Dr. Ray.
Dr. Ray.
Dr. Raynon
Andrews.
Andrews.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, do you Ray or Raynon? I
Ray
say
is
Ray.
fine.
Yeah,
Ray is
I've
fine.
been saying Ray for
I call him
years.
by his government name here on the podcast. My bad, Doc.
Yeah,
My
no,
bad.
that's fine. It's fine. It's totally okay.
All right. Well, Ray, good to have you with us.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
And you're here to help us confront this looming. You see what I did there?
It
the
is.
looming,
Yeah.
looming challenge of the holiday bowl.
Yeah.
Holiday bowl.
You know, we all.
It just
Some
has
of us,
it just has the
more
feel
than just a
of
holiday.
inevitability to it sometimes.
Well, you
Just
think,
embrace it.
you think about, so we're gonna, we've been through Thanksgiving.
Yes,
we're now in
indeed.
December. Christmas
That's right.
is coming.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Thanksgiving we overdid it with
Yes, we
sweet
did.
potato pie.
Yes, we did.
And
If we're honest.
and the dressing and
Right.
whatever else. Christmas is going to be more of the same.
More of the same, yeah.
And then what I also remember, I as an entrepreneur, I'm blessed to be able to work from home. But man, when I had to go into a newsroom every day,
Oh yeah.
there were always
Yep.
during the holiday season somebody was
Donuts,
always bringing
pastries,
in-
cakes.
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, what? They're giving me no choice.
No
but
choice.
To be fat, you know?
You don't want to be, mean
Yeah.
and not take it. I mean, you may offend somebody.
Our parents raised us right. So I gotta do this. Yeah.
Guess I have to eat it. I
You gotta do it. Yeah, that's
Come
it.
on,
Yeah,
come
man.
on.
So we want you to help us with this.
Come on,
Dr.
let's talk through it.
Andrews.
Let's
But,
talk through it.
Pastor Snell, you're pretty svelte these days. You look pretty fit and svelte these days.
I know that's right.
You don't look like you got any holiday bulge issues coming up.
Well, no, the holidays have typically been kind of a darker season for me. I'm a pastor, so I go around and engage with a lot of folks.
Yeah. And they give you things.
And they give you things.
They
and
do.
There's an expectation. But no, I mean, I think like most people, between Halloween,
Oh, that's a good point.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
the weather changing.
Yeah.
So
the
like
weather
even
changing
like
is big.
right now, here the last few weeks, I've been having to adjust my routine. And honestly, it just takes a different kind of discipline and will to say, you know what, when it's 37 degrees outside, I'm going to go still get that walk in. And so I just think it produces, you have a confluence of circumstances that tend to kind of, cause most people to put on maybe 2 to 5% of their body weight, you know, kind of in the last couple months of the year. So,
Absolutely.
And I have not been immune to it in seasons past, but I am seeing this is why we brought on Dr. Ray, because I want to have a plan.
Yeah.
Right.
This time.
as we face these last couple weeks of the year.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Have a plan. I like
right.
it.
You got that Bulge struggle.
Oh yeah, it's no doubt. I mean, from a Jamaican household, I mean, we don't necessarily do turkey, but that curry goat will get you.
That curry goat,
yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Bulge is real, man.
It's real.
Plantains.
Oh wow!
Plantains.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not macaroni and cheese. It's mac pie. It's a problem. It's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting hungry right now.
I know, right?
Okay. So we all are confessing that we're in the struggle. The struggle is real.
Struggle is real.
So what do you say to us, Doctor?
Well,
Ray?
I'm in the struggle too. Everybody's there.
Good. I feel better already.
Yeah. I mean, our culture is food. We have food for seasons. We have food, celebration. Food is there for this time of year. People are depressed. They're anxious. They're nervous. They eat because they're depressed. They eat because they're anxious. I'm a West Indian descent as well.
Come on.
Every holiday, there's certain foods you're going to eat.
Yes, indeed.
And they are not low-calorie foods.
Sure.
They are comfort foods.
Yes, they are, sir.
So,
and you're expected.
Absolutely.
It's expected that you're going to. You better not carry your plate into the dining room or to the den without.
And
you got
finish
to
your plate.
You got to
finish.
And finish your plate.
Absolutely.
I've been traumatized by the Finish Plate Club. Let me be clear. You had to finish your plate in my household growing up. So
yeah, it's Southern culture, West Indian culture, American.
Right.
It's just we are inundated with food, and that's the problem with our society, as a whole. But how do you fight back? That's why we're here.
Right.
How do we preemptively, knowing that evil that lurks?
Come on with the word.
It's an evil.
Come on.
It's an evil.
How do we preemptively, avoid? But you do have to have a plan. And I think that's very important.
Yeah. So what are some of the common mistakes that you see people making as they approach the holiday seasons? I know you talked about, just the fact that we eat, there's depression, but what are some of those things that people do kind of thinking this is going to be healthy or helpful, but it ultimately kind of works to their ruin? So like I remember, there are times where I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to eat anything all day before my meal. Only to find out that's the key to overeating. Like, what are some of the things that you kind of see that people do that tends not to work as a health benefit, but actually has the opposite effect?
Well, that's a good one you just mentioned. People will say, well, I'm not going to eat anything all day. I'm going to just starve myself and then think that the calorie balances out. But you do a few things when you deprive yourself. God's made us. Our bodies are machines. They're very smart, supercomputers almost. So your metabolism shuts down. If you're not eating, it's a preservation mode.
Wow.
So your metabolism comes to a screeching halt. But you're hungry. So when you do eat, number one, you overeat. Number two, your body stores those calories. And it stores them as fat. Because it thinks, okay, we may not get another meal. So
that's something.
it actually works against you. So they actually recommend stay on your regular eating schedule. Eat a little lighter, but eat something every 3 to 4 hours. And then when you have your meal, you'll tend not to overeat. And your body is ready to metabolize.
Gotcha. Are there any particular things that we tend to eat, especially in the holidays, that kind of compound your calorie count? All right, like this meal is already kind of high in calories.
So true.
Maybe there are certain condiments, certain drinks, or different things that just really just push it all the way. They just make it snowball. Like any things we need to be on the lookout for. Just paying attention to.
Even as you answered that, I want to say that I was chatting with a friend and he was saying, "So you eat rice and peas and macaroni and cheese?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, but there's
and potato salad.
And potato salad. And
bread.
And bread.
And
he just looking at me like, that's too many starches. I was like, I never thought of it that way. But I can't eat one without the other.
Right. They go together somehow.
Mercy.
But that's exactly where I was going. Watch your starch count.
My.
If you can lower your starch count,
we
that
get you to jump in that mic a little closer, Pat.
If you could lower your starch count, then I think that's a key. They say when you create your plate, you want half of your plate to be non-starchy vegetables.
Okay.
So that's like your collards, your lettuce, your turnip greens. It's not sweet potatoes, but that's although
it's a
people
starch.
call it a vegetable,
Yeah.
but it's a starchy. Squash is even starchy.
Oh, squash.
Wow, starchy.
Yeah.
And zucchini too?
Green peas, zucchini's okay.
Oh.
But like green peas, corn,
Okay.
those,
Yeah,
those
corn,
sweeter
yeah.
vegetables, those are going to increase your blood sugar,
Okay.
which increases your insulin levels and causes you to store more fat. So having half of your plate as non-starchy vegetables, a quarter of your plate should be your starch.
Uh-oh.
A quarter.
A quarter.
All right, he's giving us a formula. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And then the other quarter of your plate should be your protein.
Trouble, John.
Now you can have
I'm
more
in
than one
trouble.
starch, but let it stay on that quarter.
It just needs to be in that quarter.
So less
Okay.
of those things and
Okay.
more of the
Now,
others.
now that's, and I'm doing my math here. You got 3/4 of the plate covered. What's on that fourth? That last fourth.
That
Please
last
help us.
fourth should be your protein. So
Protein,
you got
okay.
protein,
Okay.
your
Okay.
carbs, and
Okay,
then
protein.
half of it is going to be your non-starchy vegetables.
Is there such a thing as a starchy protein?
Probably some vegetarian meat that we consume.
Oh.
Possibly.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Some of the gluten.
Oh,
some of
my.
those type things. Yeah.
Because
You
they're
gotta be
really
careful.
made of plants. So.
Right. Yeah.
So
Wheat
half
based.
vegetables, quarter protein, quarter starch.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
that's I like that's formulaic. It
Yeah.
gives us
Yeah.
something to work
for.
with. Yeah,
I'm listening to you, but in my mind, I'm just like,
yeah.
carry
Now,
the two.
and
like,
here's
is
another-
the
here's another-
I don't know if the formula is the math ain't mathing for me.
And here's another thing: you can eat later.
Okay,
right?
you
So
can eat
have
later.
that meal.
Okay. Now I'm my
You
help.
can eat
Here's my
later.
help.
Okay.
Here's my help.
And,
Okay.
and keep in mind that's one day.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
So one day is not going to cause you to gain 10 pounds.
Right.
It's when you eat the 12 days of Christmas.
Okay.
That's when you get
gotcha.
into trouble.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
So
That makes
we say enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
You may have that second
Yeah.
plate,
Okay.
but that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It's the day.
The day after
the
Christmas.
day.
You gotta.
And then
Now,
Okay.
you don't. So your formula doesn't include leftovers in any way. It don't
Uh-oh.
factor in leftovers.
enjoy your day.
enjoy your day.
You're a dream killer, dog.
I know, man.
David's math is making sense to me.
Like, man, what about the leftovers?
Oh man.
Some dishes
but-
are better as a leftover. If I could just be honest.
Yeah, but even in enjoying your day, try to be somewhat measured in what you're doing.
Okay.
Sometimes overdoing it on the sweet drinks that adds
Okay,
to your
okay,
carbohydrates.
okay,
So
okay.
say, you know what, I may do a diet drink or water.
Water.
You know,
Okay.
Let me lay off the soda or the
Yeah.
juice. Any way you can kind of cut it.
Ah.
You know, I see there's 4 desserts. You know, man, I've had this before. Let me just stick with what I really like. And you know, you don't have to have all of
All
them.
4. Yeah.
So
I got
just
you.
But
using some.
but I'm gonna
temperance.
offend Big Mama. No. But I see your point. I like it. I like it. It's making those decisions ahead of time.
Ahead of time. Yeah.
So that when you get in the moment, you have a plan.
A plan.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Eating
good.
slower is also one thing that can help you to. It takes about 20 minutes for that signal to get to your brain that you're full. And so when
Oh,
you're
wow.
hungry and you're eating quickly, you've already put that food down
Right.
before that brain the signal
Before
gets
it-
to your brain.
Gotcha.
So eating your food, actually enjoying your food, you may realize you actually don't need that second plate
Wow.
Yeah.
because that signal says, okay, you're full,
Yeah.
you're good.
So have you ever heard anybody say, you should drink, maybe several glasses of water, and it'll kind of help you satiate some of your hunger so that you don't overeat? You feel like that's an effective strategy?
I wouldn't do that right when you're eating.
Okay.
Because that can also mess with your digestion or make you feel kind of bloated, very full.
Gotcha.
I would try to drink earlier and
Gotcha.
try to separate them.
Okay.
I
By
would
how-
say
by
more
how much?
vegetables.
By how much time?
I would give yourself about 30 minutes. Yeah.
So 30 minutes before, and I've heard an hour after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, give your stomach some time to deal with what's in there.
Okay.
But if you want, I've heard that eating your vegetables first can kind of help lay the ground.
Yeah.
So some people will have a salad.
Yeah.
Have a nice salad first. Then that'll also decrease how much of the other things you'll
Okay.
eat.
Because they tend to have fiber. and
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
And fill it.
So, what about those of us who have the dilemma of having to go to more than one place on the holidays. I have that
Make it plain, sir.
experience
Make it plain.
this holiday season where I have to go one place.
That's the rhythm.
Then I got to go someplace else.
That's
right.
the rhythm.
I'm expected in 2 places.
You're expected in 2 places.
Yeah.
So get a to-go plate.
Oh, okay. All right, get it to
I'd
go.
love to eat with you guys.
Yeah.
I just ate where I came from, but I'd love to take it with me.
Take it with you. Okay, all right.
So pack your own to-go plate.
Yeah.
And that way they don't feel like you've disrespected them. And you tear it up. But,
Tear it up. Good to go.
But later.
But
next
later.
day.
Good to
Exactly.
go. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good strategy.
That's good strategy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I was going to actually, it wasn't playing the part of the conversation. So it seems like there's a lot of conversation right now in terms of people managing weight with the weight loss drug Ozempic.
Good question.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any thoughts relative to its use for weight loss? Should you really avoid it except for certain conditions or, under a certain scenario? Is it healthy? Is it harmful? Any thoughts? Because I know that's something that there's a lot of dialogue around that. And I think as people are approaching the holidays and the new year, it's probably something that somebody that's with us is contemplating or just trying to process.
Right. So the Ozempic is an example of what we call a GLP-1.
Okay.
That's the category of the medications. And what those medicines do is they actually decrease how fast your stomach digests, so you feel fuller quicker.
Okay.
Okay, you kind of put the brakes on your digestion. So as you're eating, you get fuller faster. The other thing it does, it sends a signal to your brain that you're full.
Okay.
Oh.
A lot of people who overeat, that signal is delayed, so they don't get that signal, and by the time they've got that signal, they've already overeaten.
Overeaten, yeah.
We've used these medicines in diabetes for about 20 years now. The molecule has been out.
Okay.
So there's a lot of research and data behind it. It has been thrust onto the market more for weight loss because that's one of the side effects we were seeing with it. Like everyone is losing weight who's taking this, and we're seeing reduction in stroke, reduction in heart attack, reduction in heart failure. There's so many positive things we're seeing from the weight loss, and the medicine actually decreases inflammation.
Wow.
So there's a lot of positive benefits that we've seen. There are some side effects that we know about, but they're all related usually to slowing your digestion. So constipation. There could be some people have some reflux or acid reflux, or some nausea. But there's ways to get around that by watching how much you eat, what you eat, having fiber. Some of the cons we see with rapid weight loss, though, are people are not. When you lose weight, you're going to lose muscle and fat.
Yeah, every time.
Right.
And so if you're not on a program that focuses you on getting your protein, exercising, eating the right things, because if you don't eat the right things, you're going to puke a lot on this medicine. So you can't get away from diet and exercise.
Can't get away from it.
There's no way, you cannot run from it. Because if you lose the weight and you're not healthy, as you lose muscle, your metabolism goes down.
Right. Yeah.
So if you then stop the medicine, you're going to gain weight faster.
Gotcha.
So you've got to learn those principles.
Yeah.
You've got to be exercising. You've got to have a high protein diet. One of the things that we're finding as well is this medicine is being counterfeited. There are some compounded pharmacies that make this medicine as well. Because there's such a high demand, there's not enough on the market. So I would warn people to be careful when they're getting it online, because,
there's certain things you can't get from Amazon.
Come on, y'all.
You shouldn't do it.
Come on, we shouldn't, but
Yeah. So that's the state of. But we do use it, and there are several ones out now, and so I think there'll be more to come.
Okay, all right. So if you were to, if you're, I'm in your office. This is my position.
Mine as well.
So if you were just kind of give maybe 4 or 5 steps for somebody who's facing the holidays, saying, hey, listen, I don't want to go into the new year in a deficit. I want to kind of be proactive in my approach. And you've given some things already. If there are just maybe a few additional things you want to share with us, that would be helpful so that we can navigate this terrain successfully.
So I would say number 1, try to stay active.
Okay.
During the holidays, we lay off. We get up our routine, and part of that routine is laying in bed, watching movies. You know, we're just off. But try to say, you know what? Over the break, I'm gonna be active.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more than I've done.
Sure.
So trying to have some activity is helpful to burn the calories.
Okay.
I would say try to plan your meals where you are eating consistently
Okay.
and not eating the same holiday food all the time.
Gotcha.
It's high calorie food. You know, it's going to get you in trouble.
Right.
So trying to watch that high calorie food all the time. Water is very important.
Okay.
Trying to drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Half your body weight in ounces of water.
So give us, help us with the math on that.
So
if you're 150 pounds, what does that mean in terms of ounces?
So 75 ounces of water.
75 ounces. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so a 16-ounce bottle, just do the math, divide that by, 75 divided by 16, so that's what, maybe 5 bottles of water, 4 or 5 bottles of water. So just trying to make sure you get that, because a lot of our food is high in salt. And we retain fluid when we eat a lot of salt. Drinking water helps us to get that fluid off.
Fluid off. Okay.
Now, let me just
Get
follow
that salt
up,
off.
Follow up, Dr. Ray.
That's good right there.
So I've also heard that we don't necessarily have to just drink water. That water is contained in some of the foods, vegetables we eat, and even some of the juices we take in. Do you include that in that 75 for that 150-pound person?
Not necessarily. There's nothing like pure water.
Okay.
Because even in that juice you're drinking, there's going to be sugar. And that sugar is calories. So that's going to add weight to you. So you want to do there's nothing like pure water, how it moves to the body, how it's absorbed. So pure water is really what we're after. You get a minuscule amount in your fruits and vegetables, and that's icing on the cake. But you want to get it all from the pure water.
Okay.
Man, it's good stuff.
Yeah, no,
Good stuff.
that's good.
Hey, listen, man, the Bible says you shall know the truth.
And it was
And the truth shall set you free. Amen, amen, amen.
Save you from the holiday
Save
bulge.
you from the holiday bulge, man. This is good stuff.
No, that was good. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm definitely gonna watch back this episode. I've got to. I'm making some changes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but I think the good thing is that it's a, he gave us a very balanced approach.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he gave us a formula that's not too heavy, because I think, he didn't tell us a calorie count. You got to go through and measure all the stuff. I think it's something that you can kind of use judgment to be able to discern and be able to implement. So, water, exercise, and just kind of saying, all right, we're going to stay a little bit more active during the holiday, which is really, really good.
And not feel too guilty about the one day.
The one day.
Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
the day
Yeah.
and then get back into a healthier routine.
But you said something that made me think about, so when you have the 4 desserts, you're kind of like, and there's this approach that says, I must have it all. And you said something like, well, you know what? I've had carrot cake before.
Exactly.
Like it's not the last time ever, but there is that that approach that says I must have it all now.
Right.
And I think those are some very practical helps that can hopefully shift our thinking.
Moderation, not elimination.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
Because when
good.
people
That
try
works.
to go hard, you're gonna break, and then you're gonna go all the other way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but if you have those rests along the road, those times where you can relax, then it makes it more sustainable.
Gotcha.
Love it.
All right. Good stuff.
Dr. Raynon Andrews, thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Good
no problem.
advice. I think we can take this into the holidays as we sit around with our family and our friends,
Yes.
and we enjoy good food and NBA basketball,
That's
right.
NFL
Yeah.
football,
There you go.
Yes, sir.
and movies and whatever else we're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe some rook.
It's
For
a
those
rook.
of
Oh,
who
you
are
went
rook
back on that one.
players,
Yeah.
man.
He said rook.
Yeah, some rook. Had to keep it.
Hey.
I didn't wanna-
Yeah.
The other card games. I
Well,
don't know if the
yeah.
pastors. I don't know if y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's keep it a rook. Let's keep it a rook.
Keep it a rook. Yeah. God bless you all.
God
Thank you for
bless you.
watching and listening. And don't forget, no matter how challenging life may be, you can. And the holiday bulge can be a challenge, but don't worry about it. Just stop, pray, and breathe.
Breathe is produced by David Person for Breath of Life. Executive producer is Debleaire Snell, and sound engineer is Kirk Nugent. Audio episodes of Breathe can be found on Apple, Spotify, or Google podcast platforms. For video episodes and extra content, check out the Breath of Life YouTube channel. Breath of Life is faith-based content resources, and programs from a contemporary urban perspective for those looking for hope and guidance. We believe that every breath we take is a testimony that God is consistent, that He loves us, and has a plan for our lives.